Hey guys, Stories from Storybook Studios. Welcome to the first episode of the video series Mix Tips, and in this video, I'm going to be showing you how to properly compare changes you've made on plugins and how to properly level match. Now let's go on over and figure out how to do that. Alrighty, so the first things first, I'm going to show you how to properly compare the changes you've made in a master to a mix at the proper listening level with no loudness difference to actually hear the changes in which you've done. So the first things first, open your DAW, open a new session. And the second thing is you want to load in the mix and the master that you want to compare. Now the third thing is a very important one. Doesn't matter what DAW you are on, go into your settings and find where you can turn on or turn off your pre-fader metering. And you want to make sure that you are in post-fader metering. Now this is important because if we solo this one here, for example, turn down my volume there, and then we are in pre-fader, for example, and we play. I'll skip to this part where there's somewhere. You'll notice that no matter where my fader is, it's gonna stay, the level indicator is gonna stay as if the fader is at unity. It's not gonna move. Now it's gonna give you the display before the fader. Now if we switch to post, the level indicator is going to be relative to where the fader is. You see how the level just dropped there? Now you see how I bring it up, the level is going to go up. Now we want this so we can compare the mix and the master. So once you're into post-fader metering, like I said, post-fader, not pre-fader. Pre-fadering is for the next thing we're going to do. In post-fader metering, you want to be to compare the master to a mix. Now, you're going to want to unsolo both of them. Just turn your output down. You don't want to hear anything just yet. Now you want to go to your master track and you want to pull your fader all the way down. So you're not hearing it. You're not hearing it. You don't see any level on it whatsoever because it's pulled down to infinity. There should be no level coming out of it. Now you're going to want to play it. Let your mix get a peak level and now slowly bring up your master until your peak matches your mix. Now once you have your numbers matching, there we go. Now what you can do is you can start by soloing your mix and then going back and forth in A and B. And I'm going to go through that right now, and I'm going to just A-B between the two of them, and I'm going to let you guys hear differences between a mix and a master and not just the loudness difference. I'll show you the loudness difference after that. Oh, and before I forget, this song's called Mental Assault by Identity featuring Jking. I'm going to leave the link in the description. I've done the mixing mastering. I want you guys to go check that out and give them a follow as well. I'm going to leave their social in the description as well. Here we go.
Hit you with a stick and you think that I'm lying, dog. Raised in the valley in Charlotte, shout out Night Lavelle, my nigga, this is Ottawa. Doing things different, we don't ever listen. Coming through a 40 bullets, gon' leave your body missing. Pull me up Bacardi, bitches popping Molly, faded off a drink. I ain't got time to say sorry. Won't trust a bitch, that's word to my mommy. Won't be a snitch, that's word to my homies. Won't trust a kid, he look kinda funny. Pass him a babe, he look like a dummy. Born in the dark, but my wrist hella sunny. Graves in my park, the dead wanna hunt me.
I got 5.
So you actually get to hear differences between them and not just the loudness difference. And the loudness difference, what I'm talking about, is this. When people send their mix in and it plays at a volume like this.
Coming through a 40 bullets, gon' leave your body missing. Pull me up Bacardi.
And then they go over to get their song mastered and it's sent back and the level's like this.
Bitches popping Molly, faded off a drink. I ain't got time to say sorry.
Now there's a big loudness difference, but that doesn't allow you to hear the actual differences in which has been made. So this is the way to properly hear the differences in which the mastering engineer has done to the mix you have. Now you can also use this technique when mixing to set proper levels on plugins. Now I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's go on over and properly do that. Alrighty, so let's do the same thing now, but with plugins. We want to make sure that the level coming in is the same going out. Now in order to do this, first things first, we want to switch over to pre-fader metering. The last part we were in post-fader, but for this one we want to be in pre-fader metering. So for the demonstration of this video, I've just kept the same mix that we were using in the previous thing with the mix and the master there. And all I've done is simply taken a compressor with very aggressive settings, as you can see. And I've just put it on it just so I can show you how to properly do this with any plugin that you'll be doing. So now, first things first is you want to turn off your plugin, and you're going to want to let your audio play for a second. And you're going to want to get sort of a level and see about where it is in the ballpark. So what we can do now is we can open our compressor. We can turn that bad boy on, and you'll see right away, I've got some really aggressive settings just for this video purpose. You'll see how the level dropped. Watch, when I turn it off, boom. You see how much level we gain? You see how much more dB comes back, and when we bring it in, because of the compression, it's ripping away dB. Like, we're losing like almost 20 dB right now. You know what I'm saying? So what you want to do is you want to properly make it up, but just because we're taking away, you know, we might see only 12 here, doesn't mean we're going to need 12. We want to make sure that the output is the same in which it was coming in. So what we're going to do is we're going to now go to our output, and we are going to start to bring it up till we match where it was before we went out. Oh, a little too hot there. Still coming a little too hot. And now what you want to do is you just want to match where you were before you engaged it. Because remember, when you're in pre-fader, no matter where this is, the level indicator will remain where it is. So this is going to let you know the level coming in and the level coming out of the chain that you've got going on. So there we go. Now what you can do is you can actually turn up your volume, and I'll let you guys listen to it here, whereas I'll play it without the compressor, and then I'm going to turn the compressor on, and you'll actually hear what the compressor's doing and not just a loudness difference.
Through a 40 bullets, gon' leave your body missing. Pull me up a Cardi, bitches popping Molly, faded off a drink. I ain't got time to say sorry. Won't trust a bitch.
See, there's no loud, and you actually just hear how much it's just squashing or doing whatever it is you're trying to do. Now, it doesn't matter if it's only a light bit of compression. It doesn't matter. This is how to properly compare and make sure what your intentions are what you are doing. This is very, very, very important when it comes to mixing, to make sure you're not clipping anything at any point in the chain. And especially because we're in a digital world where clipping can get very iffy in a digital world, depending on the situation in which you're in. So this will just help keep your chains a lot more organized. It'll help maintain levels in your mix and hopefully help you not clip as much in areas and not have to worry about that. Other than that, that's pretty much the wrap of this video, I would assume. There's not much more to really go over that. It's the same practice no matter what plugin or processing unit you're using. It's the same thing even if you're hybrid mixing. When you throw in that I/O, you want to bring in the meter back to where it was before it was going out to that piece of equipment. Level matching is a very, 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 very important part of mixing, and it's a practice I find doesn't get practiced a lot. So if you're a mixing engineer, start practicing level matching a lot, and you might start noticing quite a bit of differences in the amount of work you actually have to do. But other than that, I think that's pretty much a wrap for today. This is Stories from Storybook Studios. This was level matching and comparing a mix and a master. I hope you guys enjoyed today. Look forward to doing next week's video. Keep an eye out for that for more tips to come. And until then, this is Stories from Storybook Studios, and take it easy.